Hello, my name is Minyoung Park, and this is my project titled The Amazon Effect, Logistics Investment and Revenue Growth. Over the next few minutes, I'll guide you through the background, data analysis, and significance of my finding. From 2010 to 2023, Amazon expanded a logistics network with over 1,000 new fulfillment centers, sortation facilities, last-mile stations, robotics system, and even an air fleet. This infrastructure scaled alongside the growing expectations of the same-day and next-day delivery. While the literature recognized this trend, most past studies stopped short of identifying the optimal financial thresholds that maximize Amazon's returns on logistic investments. This project fills that gap. I hypothesized that strategic, not unlimited, logistic investments, particularly in fulfillment costs, shipping costs, and capital expenditures, directly correlates with Amazon's net sales growth, and that there exist quantifiable thresholds above or below which revenue outcomes diverge significantly. My data came from Amazon's Form 10 case and quarterly earnings reports between 2010 and 2023, which were publicly published in the Amazon.com. After extracting figures for capital expenditure, fulfillment cost, shipping cost, and net sales growth, I structured the dataset as a time series. I used Python to generate line graphs, scatter plots, and growth trends. Then I trained the decision tree analysis to isolate key cost thresholds, followed by the random forest classifier to determine the feature importance. These models were cross-validated for reproducibility using a fixed random seed. This line chart shows all four variables increasing over time, but net sales consistently outpaced costs. Notably, capital expenditure surged post-2019 during the COVID-19 pandemic, while fulfillment and shipping costs rose in parallel with the revenue. The visual confirms that the Amazon's top-line growth is tightly coupled with logistics expansion. This is what I call the Amazon effect. Zooming in, this scatter plot shows a strong positive correlation between capital expenditure and net sales, with R-square value of 0.9655. Revenue jumps rapidly when capital expenditure rises from $10 billion to $50 billion, but the curve begins to flatten beyond that point, indicating diminishing returns from overinvestment. This helped me identify a potential optimal capital expenditure ceiling. The decision tree breaks down how different levels of logistic investments predict sales outcome. The best performing path shows that when fulfillment exceeds $12.088 billion, capital expenditure stays below $51.75 billion, and shipping cost is below or equal to $32.8 billion. The result is a 100% guaranteed growth positive outcome according to this tree analysis. Even the second best path shows strong performance, but lower fulfillment always leads to zero growth. Thus, the tree analysis implies that the fulfillment is the strongest driver within the four categories that I've implied into this research. This study has limitations. First, macroeconomics variables like inflation, interest rates, competitor pricing, and or most importantly, COVID-19 were not isolated. Second, although the random forest model was stabilized with a fixed number of random seed, small variations in feature importance may still occur under different settings. Last but not least, causation is not guaranteed. Correlation is strong, but underlying market forces could also influence outcomes. Overall, the finding shows that logistic investment, especially fulfillment infrastructure, are essential to driving Amazon's revenue growth. The study identified clear thresholds that separate successful outcomes from inefficient ones, offering a strategic blueprint for other companies seeking cost-efficient growth. This framework has practical relevance not only for an e-commerce, but also for logistics-driven sectors like healthcare, supply chain, or even retail. Future research could integrate sustainability metrics, such as tracking the carbon footprint or fulfillment strategy, or optimizing for both cost and environmental impact. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation.